Alright, day one. Starting off with a bit of bench, just checking there to make sure the catch bars are in the right spot. A couple of technique sets to warm up, just again concentrating on form. Do about 10 reps on each of these. Coming all the way down to the chest and all the way back up. Moving on into a warm up set. Again, this is just pretty close to your working set, but still you're just getting a bit of blood into the muscle. Now you'll see on my working set, I'm all the way down, touching the bar off the chest and going all the way up to the top. You'll also notice there that my hips are kind of coming off the bench. And the bench I used was actually on a little bit of an incline. And what I'm doing is when I drive my hips up into the air, my chest is actually, the muscles in my chest are at a more of a mechanical advantage just at the angle that they'll be at. And you'll see a lot of powerlifters do that when they're benching. They'll actually squeeze their glutes to get more chest involvement in the lift, and as a result they'll be able to lift heavier weights. So as you can see there, all the way to failure and just a bit of relax, and that's the beauty of having the catch bars at the right place. If you don't have, then definitely get a partner in to give you a spot. Quickly move on to dropping the weight. Again, I dropped it way down and did as many as I could on the drop set, and then I dropped it down again and just did as many as I could again on with just the bar. Exact same approach with barbell rows. So just using the bar, couple of technique sets to warm up with. So make sure you got good form here in this one. If you don't have good form, then just practice it and move on to a different lift that you can do with good form. Okay, so again 3 sets of 8 to 12. So you want to get at about at least around 45 degrees. Keep the back nice and straight. Imagine your back is like a plank of wood. Got to keep that nice and straight, and you're rowing the barbell up your shins, or sorry, up your quads. Bang out as many as you can. And this is the one where you should really feel the blood in the muscles. And again, try and get the form right there as well, so that you get a good squeeze at the top. This is the hardest part of the workout, the squat. So again, just practicing with the bar, getting on our technique set down. Now in one of the other videos I've gone through why I'm using those plates under my heels. So make sure you check that out if you haven't seen it already. Again, I adjust the catch bars so that I can go all the way down, and if I fail it'll catch the weight for me. So again, just another technique set. And there's a little trick I'm going to show you in this now later on in one of my working sets that'll be a good little tip. So another warm-up set that's just again getting the blood flow into the muscles, because I haven't worked any legs already today. So first working set, again make sure you're going full range, breaking parallel and more. If you don't have that range of motion in your legs, then check out the flexibility video and you'll be able to get there. Okay, so again 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps, and this is killer when you're monitoring your time. So monitoring your time between 60 to 90 seconds rest in between. So I got my little stopwatch here. You're definitely going to be in around 90 seconds if you're doing heavy squats. So you might be 60 seconds on a bench, but you'll be way closer to 90 on a squat. So again, second working set, still going all the way down. That's very important. Yeah, I really like squats for legs. If I'm ever doing legs, it's always squats that I'm doing. Always squats. Very rarely would I do any machines on legs. Alright. So keep an eye here now on this set. So this is my final working set. So I'm blowing a gasket here on this one. I want you to keep an eye on my knees, especially on my very last rep. What you'll see is my knees actually buckle in at the start, and then I drive them out at the end. So they'll buckle in and then I drive them out at the end. Okay, so what I'm thinking there is you gotta try and spread the floor. So you gotta try and drive your knees out. That way you bring in more glutes and you'll be able to lift heavier, okay, and it's better form. So when you're coming up, make sure you drive your knees out to the side. And we'll talk about that in later videos. And then a final drop set, and you're done. Moving on to shoulder press again, just technique set with the bar. A little bit of a warm up. What I did after this then was, I was bollocks after the squats. What I did after this was another warm up set, but with a little bit of weight. And this time what I did was use a bit of a snatch kind of a technique, or not a snatch, sorry, a jerk kind of a technique where I rested it on my shoulders. This one then, working set, again 3 sets of 8 to 12. What I'm using as well is using a staggered stance at the bottom just for balance, so definitely use a staggered stance, one foot in front of the other, so to keep your balance. And again, 3 sets 8. This is my final working set, so I dropped the weight for my last set. Again, full range. Make sure it comes down below your chin at least. Okay, below your chin at least. A lot of people will just come down to like their eyeballs or the top of their head. You need to get more range in than that. And then finish off with a drop set. Again, full range the whole time. Alright, pull-ups. So just a quick warm-up set. For some people 10 pull-ups might be tough, so obviously then just use your own body weight as your working set. Now what I've done here is using this rope to just hook on a little bit of a weight to it and use that as my working set. So again, I'm looking for about 10 reps, and if I can do more than 12 at ease, it's definitely too light, so I definitely need to add something onto it. Now using a second working set, so I had to use a lighter weight this time. And what happened here was I ended up whacking my shin with the weight, so there's definitely a hazard there. Like, so pretty wide, I just died. God, it was fair sore. Alright, back to working set. Blast out as many as you can, 8 to 12 reps. And then this was my drop set right at the end. Just trying to get out as many as I can. So using a supinated grip that time.